Hello friends, good evening. Welcome back to our channel ALP Talks General and Electrical Aspects. This is your Lakshmipati here. So today we are here with one more good topic, power quality. So what is power quality? Why we need to discuss this? Because this is one of the most important topic in the electrical network or electrical industry. Because every day the electrical load is keep on increasing to meet the load to meet the utilization, so to meet the demand, we are connecting so many electrical sources into the network. It can be in the form of hydroelectric power plants or thermal power plants, or sometimes this solar or wind or hydro. There are hydro, or there are so many power plants are there, so many electricity generation sources are there, captive power plants, so many things are there. And this rooftop solar generation, everything we are going to integrate into the electrical network. So what happens, there is chances for contamination of electrical network. It is like pollution, air pollution. We can see, we can we can feel it. If it is, the air is not good, means we will get some problem, breathing problem or something, we can feel it. Similarly in electrical network also, anyhow we are not touching and feeling it, but all the electrical devices whatever are connected to the electricity system, they will get feel it. The pollution, the contamination, the effects of the quality issues, the devices can feel it. Ultimately premature failure of things will happen. For example, if any device is rated for say some 25 years of service, it may fail very quickly, maybe 5 years or 10 years. Based on the severity of the power quality issue, it may fail quickly also. So this is the topic we are going to discuss in the coming slides. Yeah, if you are watching this video for the first time, then please subscribe to this channel, so that whenever I am uploading videos, you will get notification, so that you can click and watch it. And if you have any questions or comments or anything, then you can comment in comment section. If you have any doubts or anything also, you can comment it. And if you want to be a part of a member on this channel for sharing your knowledge and anything, then also please comment it, that my details, everything is available in the description also. Yeah, so keep watch this. So yeah, so what is this power quality issues? Mainly in electricity network, we can say the parameters. It is the voltage, it is the current, it is the frequency. These are the three main parameters. And the wave shape, whatever it is there, that also matters a lot. So the whatever, if it is the voltage, then the amplitude, generally it can be peak voltage or it can be RMS voltage. It should be within the defined values. Whatever the defined values are there, it should be within that band. For example, if 5 plus or minus 5% is defined as a quality standard, then the voltage of this network or the system should be within that band, upper band and lower band. Then only all the equipments whatever we connected to the system will function properly. Otherwise malfunctioning may happen. So those things we have to take care. Main thing is, for example, whatever the motors we connected, it may not give smooth operation. For example, you are in a escalator, you are going in an escalator, you are just standing, right? It will keep on go, it will take to the next level. It is going generally smooth. There may be some jerks in it, some sudden up and down. If any some issues are there, it may suddenly go out. Everyone who are there, what is the situation? Yeah. So that is one thing. If you are in a lift, the lift, whatever the elevator is there, so it may go suddenly up or suddenly down, it may stop at any time. So there are so many issues with the power quality. It may, the fire also one of the reason for power quality. So everything should be within the band, upper and lower band, whatever it we prescribed, it should be that. And current also, the current values also, it should be within the band. And the frequency, the mainly the harmonics and everything, it should be within the limit set by the standards. Otherwise there is some issues will happen for the end user or the equipments or devices. It may not function properly. So let's go into the details. So this power quality, like what we discussed, it's the electrical network ability to supply clean and stable power supply. That's true. Poor, what is poor power quality? It's, you can tell now, sufficient deviation in the power supply to cause equipment failure. If it is something beyond the normal, then there may be chances for failure. Yeah, so good power quality. Power supply is sufficient for the equipment to operate satisfactorily. So this is what we should ensure it, at least satisfactory, we should meet it. So power quality is nothing but the voltage quality mainly. Yeah, P equal to VI, that's what generally we will say. So let's go into the little bit more details. So what are the different problems we will see. Here you have voltage sag, short interruptions, long interruptions, sometimes voltage spikes, sometimes voltage swells, we have harmonic distortion, we have voltage fluctuations, we have noise, we have voltage imbalance. These are the some of the power quality issues. So let's talk about it. So here also you can see some of the figures are there. So in this some interruption, outage, blackout, flickering, single phasing, transient, impulse, notch, glitch. These all the terms somehow we are using in our day to day lives. So you can see some of the pictures here. So these things we will discuss in the coming slides also. Yeah, so this is one of the things we have to take care. Yeah. So let's go to the little bit more details. So what is this voltage dip? What is the meaning of voltage dip or sag? So decrease the voltage level between 10 to 90% of nominal RMS voltage. For example, you have nominal RMS voltage, say this is the nominal RMS voltage. If the voltage is a very lesser value, 10 to 90% of rated value, then we will say it as a voltage sag or voltage dip. So what is the causes for these problems? Faults on the transmission line or the distribution network. Similarly, faults in consumer's installation, whatever consumer installed, there may be some faults. Connection of heavy loads and startup of very large motors. So these are the some of the causes for the dip in the voltage, we will say sag also. So the RMS voltage will be like this. RMS value, whatever it is there, it is not like a sinusoidal, it is not like a fixed value. It will be, you can see it here, it is a very lower value, almost 10 to 90% it is reduced. So this is the one of the reason. Consequences. So if this issue is there, then what are the consequences you will face? Malfunction of microprocessor based control systems that may lead to process stoppage. So whatever the process we have, it may stop. Similarly, tripping of electromechanical relays. Whatever the relays you have, it also may trip it. And one more thing, there can be short interruptions. So that also may be, for example, in summer, if you have very high load, means by default the persons or people who are in substations, they can stop the power supply to protect all the devices. So that also one of the interruption. So the total interruption of electric supply duration from few milliseconds to or 2 seconds. So these are the short interruption causes, yeah, like what I told, opening and automatic reclosure of protection devices. For example, whenever any small tree or any leaves are falling on the lines, overhead lines, and it is keep on coming and going, I mean just falling on and taking out, falling and taking out. Then in those cases also the protection devices, whatever it is, they may reclose, open, reclose, something like that. And there can be insulation failure also for these short interruptions. Lightning and insulator flashovers, there can be flashovers also. In that time there can be small delay or a gap. So what are the consequences? All the tripping of protection devices, that's true, protection devices will trip. Loss of information and malfunction of data processing equipment, whatever the processing equipment we have, they may lost all the data. Stoppage of sensitive equipment such as ASDs, PLCs, they may not operate properly. For example, here you can see for the 300 milliseconds duration, there is no supply. Yeah, that is, these are the some of the issues we can face. So there can be some long interruptions also. For example, here you can see only one cycle supply you have, and after that we don't have supply at all. So it can be more than 2 seconds also. We will say like that as a long interruptions. So what are the causes for it? Equipment failure in the power system network. For example, there can be a breaker issue, there can be isolator or anything, whatever it is there in the system that may be broken, and whatever the bus bar system is there in the substation, anything that may be some issue may be there in that. So these are the some of the issues, long interruptions, and storms and objects, for example trees, car, etc., striking lines or poles. Yeah, this may happen. So fire also one of the reason. Sometimes human error, bad coordination, or a failure of protection devices. This also be the one of the reason. So consequences is nothing but stoppage of all equipment. Whatever the equipment we have on the system, it will be stopped. No supply will be given to those devices. So this is one of the thing. So you have voltage spike here. That is also one of the power quality issue. It should be pure sinusoidal, right? Otherwise it should be smooth. Those voltage spikes will come suddenly and goes away. It can be spike in the sense it can be little bit high and a little bit deep. It is similar to voltage sag also, we can say. Very fast variation of the voltage value for duration from several microseconds to few milliseconds. It's keep on fluctuate. So the probable causes for this can be lightning, switching off lines, or power factor correction capacitors, or disconnection of heavy loads. If any motors, big motors are there, the disconnection also can lead to these voltage spikes. The consequences can be destruction of components, particularly the electronic components. Whatever you have, those components may get disturbed, they may get damaged. So and insulation materials, whatever it is there, they may get punctured. So these things may happen. And whenever you have data processing issue devices, so there may be error in the data processing, or there can be data loss also sometimes. So these are very big issues we have to take care. Sometimes there can be voltage swell also. What is this voltage swelling? You know, right? If anything happens to your hand or your leg, then it will swell, right, ooze out. So similar thing can happen in the power system also. Here it is like a higher voltage. If for example in your pipe or connection, if higher water comes, what happens? There will be leak, right, from all the possible weak area. It can leak from the tap also, something like that. Here it is not like leaking, but very high voltage will appear on the system. So it can be more than 110% of the 110%. So that we will name it as a voltage swell. Here you can see the green is the normal waveform, the red one is the little bit higher. That we will say it as a voltage swelling. What are the probable causes for these issues? There can be start or a stop of heavy loads. There can be poorly dimensioned power sources. Whatever the source you have, that may not be properly dimensioned. Poorly regulated transformers. Yeah, that is also one of the reason. And you have, what are the consequences with that? Flickering of lighting and screens. Whatever lights you have in the house, so they may get flickering due to these variations. Damage or stoppage or damage of sensitive equipment. Some equipment may damage, some equipment may stop working. So those things also will happen with these power quality issues. So harmonic distortion, this is also one of the major thing we have to take care. So this harmonic distortion, whatever it is there, we should take care a lot. The waveform corresponds to sum of different sine waves with different magnitudes and phase, having frequencies that are multiples of power frequency. So that is one of the major thing. What are the causes for these harmonics and all? All non-linear loads such as power electronic equipments, some SMPS, switched mode power supply, some data processing equipments. There are so many things are there. So what are the consequences of these harmonic distortion? So overheating of all cables and equipment. Firstly, this is the main thing. Overheating can happen, and loss of efficiency in electric machines. Some efficiency, electric machines losses will be high, so there will be efficiency loss. We can say the efficiency will decrease. Errors in measures when using average reading meters. Whenever you are using a normal average reading meter, there can be some errors, and tripping of thermal protections. So there can be tripping in the thermal protection. I mean, whatever thermal protection we taken care due to very high heat, excessive heat, so all the systems may malfunction and tripping may happen. So this is the, for example, time and voltage. Here you can see the red color one is the fundamental, and you have third harmonic also here. With this, what happens? The resultant waveform, whatever it is there, that is different from sinusoidal magnitude, and hence the problems will happen. So what are the voltage fluctuations you have here? So oscillations of voltage fluctuations is nothing but oscillation of voltage value amplitude modulated by signal with a frequency of 0 to 30 hertz. So what are the causes for these voltage fluctuations? Frequent start or stop of electric motors, and some oscillating loads also one of the reason for it. Consequences is the flickering of lighting and screens. This is the one of the major issue we are going to see on the system. Yeah. So the next thing is noise. So what is the noise now? So the noise is nothing but superimposing of high frequency signals on the waveform of power system frequency. For example, the power system frequency, whatever it is there, it can be 50 hertz. So superposition of very high frequencies on this, we will say it as a noise. So the causes can be electromagnetic interferences provided by microwaves, television diffusion. There can be radiation due to welding machines also. Whatever the welding machines you have, some radiations can be there. Mainly the improper grounding also causes these power quality issues. And the consequences are very high. Disturbances on sensitive electronic equipment, data processing errors, there can be these things on the system. Yeah. So one more thing is voltage imbalance. This is one of the problem with this power quality. It is voltage, it is not imbalanced in all the phases. A voltage variation in a three-phase system in which three voltage magnitude or the phase angle difference between them are not equal. So generally, say for example 0, 120, 240 we will say. So due to these imbalances, it may not be in exact proportion, and whatever VA, VB, VC is there, those magnitudes are not equal or relevant. So if we sum everything, then generally it will lead to 0. But due to these voltage imbalances, one may carry very high value, one may carry very low value, those things may happen. So for this, the causes can be large single phase loads. So there can be very large single phase loads and incorrect distribution of loads by the three phase of the system. For example, from one transformer you given the loads to the three different streets in the village. Due to some of the function or something in one street, there can be more load on this street and when compared to other streets. So these are the some of voltage imbalance causing for voltage imbalances, and the consequences can be the most affected loads are three-phase induction machines. Whatever the three-phase induction machines you have, those are the most affected thing. They may not start, they will fail to start because they need some sufficient input voltage or frequency, sufficient details they need, sufficient power they need for starting. So those are the vulnerable. So there can be increase in losses in the system, losses can go very high also. So these are the some of the things we have to take care. Yeah. So what are the solutions? I discussed till now the problems. What are the solutions for mitigating these power quality issues? So there are something. For example, whatever the frequency, voltage or current is available from the grid, you just take it, you just convert that into a DC. From DC you again start converting your own AC. So now you don't bother about the source, right? Whatever it is, nothing matter because you have DC with you. So the DC you are going to convert back and you are going to reconstruct the sinusoidal waveform. That is one thing. That's what a UPS, uninterruptible power supplies, everything will do. And you have similarly other things like you can use filters, you can use isolation transformers, you can use the voltage regulators, you can use a dynamic voltage restorer DVR. Similarly, unified power quality conditioner, there are some certain things. There are some static wear compensators SVC and thyristor based static switch, and you can use transient voltage surge suppressors also, TVSS also. Yeah, these are the some of the things you can use for suppressing the all these power quality issues. Yeah, this is about today's videos, guys. Thank you, thanks a lot, thanks for watching. We will meet in next video. Please subscribe to this channel for many more updates. Bye, we will meet in next video, guys.